live right now.
Ooh.
And there's no technical difficulties this time. How are you doing, Tess?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm good. A long day, and tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so I cannot complain about anything. Life is pretty dope. So
Yeah, pretty dope.
that's how we're again. We were just talking about how you're not used to hearing that word, and it meant a different word. And
Yeah,
then,
when someone actually was praising me, and I could tell that he was praising me, but he used that word. Oh, you are so dope. I'm like, there was a disconnect in my face, and he explained it that yeah, you're fantastic.
fantastic, yeah, fantastic. They was fantastic. So Tess, tell the audience a little bit about what you do. What's your specialty?
What's my what now?
Your specialty.
My specialty. Okay, my specialty. Um, Now and before I got into coaching is reconciliation and balance. So before I became a coach, I was an accountant for a couple of decades, right? So reconciliation is my game. Now I help my clients reconcile their ledgers of life, if that makes sense.
Mm,
Um, and sometimes we get so compartmentalized.
mhm.
We forget that we are a whole being, not just this face that you see, not just this body, not just this intellect, not just our physical surrounding, not just our behavior. So I came to a point in my life where I was a successful executive. I was a finance director. I was a financial controller for many years. I raised my children. I was a single mom actually for 15 years, raised them by myself. So I got into a success of my own, pretty much self made. And then I came to a point where nothing was working any longer. I couldn't use my intellect to figure it out. I was breaking down emotionally. I was drained emotionally. So there was something going on. And I used that reconciliation and balance in order to bring my whole self back
Mhm.
into oneness, back into wholeness. And that's what I help my clients now is to come back to that wholeness because we've forgotten we are whole and we've been pretending all our life that we are broken, that we're not enough,
Mhm.
that we're alone, that we're separated, that we're compartmentalized, that we're fragmented.
Right. So just for the audience, how do you define reconciliation and balance? What does that mean to you?
Reconciliation so it's pretty much the same in accounting perspective and also in our life, when something is not adding up, something is out of alignment, something is missing. You kind of feel it. There's a whole chunk of money missing in your bank account. That's, where did that money go? Right?
Amplify.
So what did you buy? What did you invest in? Where did it go to savings? Did you lend money? Did you borrow money? So that's reconciling. It's tracing, connecting the dots, making sure, the debits and credits are adding up, balancing. If we talk about our life, our energy, our input and output of energy, what you're putting energy into is that equivalent to what you're receiving. If you take a breath, if all you do is inhale and do not exhale, you can feel, right?
Pressure.
There's a pressure there. You need to exhale. So it's the same thing. You need to inhale, exhale. You need to give. You need to receive. A lot of myself included, a lot of my clients are overgivers, overdoers, overachievers.
I am definitely one of those people. Tell me more.
Well, what do you need to know? I would like this conversation to really benefit you and benefit your audience as well.
Definitely.
So yeah, so there's an overachiever, right? In if, coming from a wholeness perspective, from a reconciled, integrated perspective, all that efforting, all that proving is no longer required. So if we just accept that we already are whole, there's nothing wrong with us. And it's just that compartmentalization that happens that makes us feel, or we perceive ourselves as lacking, limited, or separated. Um, that's what creates that struggle, that resistance, that I need to get this from you. I need to acquire this. But from a coaching perspective, coaching my clients, myself included, as I explain my story, came to a point that the material success no longer meant anything.
Mm. Got you. So you went from accounting for physical assets to spiritual accounting.
Correct. Yeah.
That's an interesting concept. And you feel like how else do like other accounting principles apply to your spiritual reconciliation?
Well, taking inventory of your wholeness, right? All your taking into account what you already have and have forgotten that you have. And a lot of our gifts, a lot of our genius remain dormant, not yet accessed, but available to us. But we haven't taken them into account. We haven't recognized them. We haven't put them in the books as available. And so, when you're thinking, oh, I don't have any money, then you go into like, right, desperate mode. But if you already know that you can never go bankrupt, that all the resources are inside of you, that you are a powerful creator. And if you can connect, and add up all the pieces of you, all your aspects, and bring them back to wholeness, there's that lack consciousness, that limited consciousness, that victim consciousness that dissipates from a wholeness perspective. Am I making sense? I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a lot of shifts in consciousness, the way we think, the way, even the emotions, so we all have to bring the 4 pillars. Can I talk to you about the 4 pillars?
Definitely. That's is that in, I don't want to get this wrong, Indian or Middle Eastern or something like that?
Who? Me?
No, where the 4 pillars come from.
Where the 4 pillars? Oh no. Well, it's my concept. I created that concept because it's what I had to go through to come into that reconciliation. We're still talking about the reconciliation. So if you talk about, or you can look at it like 4 ledgers, 4 bank accounts that you're counting together to count all your money, right? It's like we have 4 accounts. We have our physical body. We have our emotional body. We have our mental body. And the forgotten usually is the spiritual body. It's beyond the mind's eye. And so if we're only using the physical body to go, get, it drains us physically, right? It's not enough. And if it's if we're all about love, and then we get burnt, we get traumatized because we give too much of ourselves, then it can also be a drain. Right? If it's all mental, and that was me, I was always figuring something out. I also when I could no longer figure it out, it rendered me powerless. It's like, it felt like, to someone who's had success and able to make manifest rather quickly, if you've all, I don't know if I'm making sense to you. If you're used to getting your way, and then all of a sudden you couldn't muscle through anything anymore, you cannot willpower anything anymore, and then all of a sudden it stops. It was like a slap in the face. It was like a humiliation.
Right. It's like the limit of, let's say you're trying to reach a physical goal, and
Right.
you like, oh, okay, I could do 100 push-ups straight, but there's a mental block saying, oh, you only wanted to do 100, so that's all the energy I'm going to give you in your mind. But you have to use
Right.
that mental power
Right.
and
Or
tap
you might break something. You might pull a hamstring. You might. So there's a mental limitation. There's an emotional, like when it gets to hard, the emotions can get in. Oh, this is so hard. I can't do this anymore. What if they laugh at me? Or if you were scolded as a child or made fun of as a child, you bring this baggage, this trauma into, and if that remains unresolved, it catches up, right? It so yeah, so those are the four things that we cannot keep them separate. We have to bring them together and harmonize it and make them function together. And also not come from a fear based, fragmented, broken perspective that I have to get better. So the wholeness perspective is you are already whole. There's nothing that you lack. Everything is already within you.
Mhm.
And if you can integrate all those four parts together and make and harmonize them, neutralize the emotion, make the mind come from a growth mindset rather than I have to go to work because if I don't go to work, then I have nothing to eat. It's coming from a fear, from a need based um, survival existence.
Right. So let's say I'm coming to you in a state of my mind's compartmentalized, right?
Yes.
I got like $0 in my bank account. I work out to relieve my stress, but it's getting to the point where like my muscles, I can't even work out anymore because I feel like I'm about to injure myself and my elbow is about to pop out my socket because of how hard I'm lifting weights. What
Yeah.
would you what is one question that you would ask that person to snap them out of that desperate mindset and get them to start thinking about their wholeness again?
Yeah. Okay. So there's many ways I can answer that, but the one thing that you can do right away is connect to your breath. And just take a breath. Connect with that life force energy again. Now, if your mind is overactive and really desperate, you gotta change your state, maybe physically, like do 10 jumping jacks. Um, you liked my post yesterday, right? So um, if you change your physical energy, yes, you're tired, but remember the time when you were tired and you pushed yourself. Come on, do one more. Remember that scene from, oh, I can't remember the title of the movie where the coach was saying, "Come on, one more," and then the guy carrying um a person. It was a football coaching scene where one more, and he looked back. He crossed the field carrying someone on his back, literally, and he didn't think he could do it. So if you could remember a time where you were able to transcend limitation, overcome any limitation that you think you cannot do, if you can remember that and have that be your barometer, that's your new standard.
Right.
You will never allow, like for people who have a certain weight, your body knows that this is, this is it stops, like it stops trying to lose weight at a certain point because it knows that's the standard, unless you raise that to a higher bar, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically.
So you're saying to affect,
You keep going back down to a lower level standard.
right? So
So
you're
those two things, you remember, first is connect with the breath.
right.
You're alive. You're connected. There's nothing that can disconnect you from life force itself
Mm,
except death, right? But even then, you're still connected. You're just in a different form. When you can remember to breathe, you can remember to, wait a minute, that was old thinking. I have done great things. If you can remember that, because if we believe the physical reality, what it just says is that's a product of our beliefs. That's a product of our consciousness. Whatever was in our consciousness is what created what's in front of us right now. But if you want something better, you're deeply called to change your circumstances, you can do it
mhm.
by aligning your thoughts, your words, your deeds.
Mm. So you're saying that if I feel a limitation in one of these areas, like be spiritual, emotional, physically, or mentally,
Mhm.
then I have to go and step into my other realities to
Right.
affect it and
Correct.
break those limitations.
Break those limitations. Correct. The limitations is only in your mind that you've bought into, probably when you were younger, probably when you were traumatized and didn't get what you want, and you created a belief that, oh, I can never get what I want. So that belief follows you around until you interrupt it, until you disrupt it, and create a new belief. Now, belief is just that. It's not really the truth. You have to really go deeper into your truth, and you already know what that truth is, except we've trained and conditioned ourselves not to listen to that truth because we've been told differently. We've been told we're too loud, too short, too dark, too white, too whatever to achieve a certain goal or desire. We've been told it's impossible. But we know in the depths of our being, we know our truth, we know our calling, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, do you have a process for discovering like what that limiting belief is? Like when you try,
Oh, totally. Yes, totally.
what does that look like?
How can I answer that? Well, do you want to role play or what?
We can role play. I'm down.
Okay, well, is there something that's stopping you from achieving a goal? Or is there a goal that you have been working on?
What goal have I been working on lately? Getting sleep.
Getting to sleep?
Yeah, actually getting sleep. I've been getting like 5 hours, 4 hours, and 1 hour of sleep lately.
Okay. And is that a problem or is that a good thing?
I'd say it's a problem because on the surface it doesn't seem like a problem, but I know that like my my body was shutting down when I got like 1 hour of sleep, and it was just throughout the day, but I didn't want to sleep, so it's taking away from my productivity.
Right. You can feel it. Okay.
My body physically is shutting down. Like, yeah, it's a physical limitation right there that I'm placing on myself.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're telling yourself you need sleep, and what happens?
I don't. I just work more.
Okay. So is that a pattern in your life that
Yes. Usually when I am overworking myself or
Mhm.
over drinking or overindulging in certain types of activities, I am off my path. That is what that is a representation of from
Mhm.
my knowledge of what's happened so far in my life. So right now, I think I'm overworking. I don't know why.
Okay, so do you know why you're overworking?
I don't think so.
Okay, so one thing though is getting clear on why you want a certain thing. So, why are you pushing your body?
I feel that I have this goal to make my business, my energy, the center of everybody's daily routine, pretty much for introverts,
Routine.
right? Like their daily routine. Like I want to be a part of people's daily routine. Like when they wake up, like a part of what they do in a day is look. I watch the code and I listen to what he has to say.
Have you asked your body what it thinks about that?
Nope.
That's exactly what I mean by compartmentalizing, right? So the mind says one thing, the body is saying, "No way, Jose."
Mm,
So so you have to connect your body with your mind, and actually, it's our body is not a machine that we can just tell to do. You can talk to your body. You want to talk to your body right now? Tell
yeah.
everyone. Tell everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So just take a deep breath and scan your body. So do you see it might not be a belief, so your belief might be something that is uh, to your highest good. Maybe not. We don't know. But where our conversation is going right now is, it's a disconnection to your body.
right.
So just keep taking a breath and so take a breath, like feel every cell of your being with that fresh breath. Just really nourish your body right now. Send your body message that I'm here for you too. And scan for me from your head to toe if there's any contraction, pain, resistance.
I think the inner side of my arms feel weird. Like it's got a weird energy to it.
Okay. Weird good, weird bad.
Like it isn't normally like that. I'd say. Um, I wouldn't say it's good. Looks like there's some tension in there.
There's tension.
Some sort of tension. Yeah.
Okay, you can connect with the tension. No judgment. Just send it peace. Don't make it go away. Don't make it wrong or anything. Just acknowledge that the tension is there. And see if it can open up to you if there's a message.
So I love you, but you're working too hard. You're working me too hard.
You're working me too hard. There you go.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, so this is what I mean by this connecting these parts of ourselves and making the mind the boss. This is what you're going to do. The mind becomes the slave driver, a taskmaster.
Right. Yeah, I'd say that is pretty accurate for me. Like if I
Yeah.
put my mind to something, I will do it. It doesn't matter like how much energy it'll take, it will get done. And
Right.
it's a great thing. but it can also be dangerous to my physical body.
Right, right, right. And the physical body is so very intelligent too. It's a self-correcting self. It's very intelligent. It can heal itself, but it has to be in a certain balance. And your body will tell you. And so, what I would recommend to you is to start listening to your body and integrate it. So, this is integration, this is the balance, this is reconciliation.
Mhm.
Connect your mind and your body. And the heart is there too, right?
Right.
Right.
Emotion.
So,
Right.
yeah. So sometimes it's beliefs, sometimes it's disconnection, disregarding the body, treating it like a machine, like a car. Okay, here's the gas. Okay, now take me place. It needs tune up. It needs,
Oil.
it needs oil, needs a lot of love. And
Yeah.
yeah. Did that help?
Definitely. It just helped me like clear up like how my body feels about how I've been working lately. I know my mind's great. My spirit is
Yeah.
good because I'm doing what I'm passionate about. And my
Right.
heart is full because I do everything from a place of love. But my
Right.
body has been suffering. I mean, I got like 5 hours today. So it's not one, it's not four.
Right.
I usually get six. Six is my
Yeah. So on a different level, you will always, how's the right word for this? Your wholeness of being will always want to get recentered. That's your natural state. So things will show up that will look like a betrayal, that will look like the rug has been pulled from under your feet, and then all of a sudden you're, it's to bring you back to this center, to this balance.
Mhm.
So whenever something shows up, it doesn't mean anything bad. You're not bad. You're not abandoned. You're not neglected. And I'm saying this because people have lots of beliefs. I'm alone. I'm unsupported. Nobody loves me. Right? I am not enough. No matter what I do, I will never succeed. No matter what I do, my wife or husband will never ever love me. My children will not accept me. It's they're putting their whole value and worth out there, right? But it's just a belief, and we can make up any beliefs. So any beliefs is just a belief, and if our reality, if what we are experiencing is not what we want, we can change our beliefs into something that serves our highest good. And it has to be our highest good. What you were doing to your body was not your highest good. Do you see why it had to shut down?
Right.
To bring you back to the awareness that, hey, take care of me. I matter too. And that's your physical body telling you, I matter too. More than what you're trying to achieve out there, more than the significance that whatever this project is going to lead you to, more than the amount of money, right? What good is money if you're physically unwell?
True.
So the whole concept of health is about wholeness. And my philosophy is no parts left behind. Even fear, even ego, you need to bring it back to the table and ask it, what is it you're inviting me to become or to be?
Mm-hmm. That's true. Wow.
Yeah, breathe. Yeah,
Breathing. It's
yeah.
pushing the mental side right now.
Well, yeah. Thank you for doing that with me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I definitely part of my mission is helping introverts. We've talked about that a little bit.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I feel like with introverts, when I tell an introvert to go live, there was this post the other day in my Facebook group, and he was like, "Introverts don't go live." I'm like, "But I do it every single day."
Yeah.
Now,
Guess who's an introvert?
say it again.
Guess who else is an introvert?
You.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Totally.
that's the introvert, guys. In case you didn't know. I figured out that. Yeah. So you understand what I'm
And
talking
and
about?
no one would believe me. But you're so friendly. That doesn't mean
Doesn't mean anything.
anything. It's just how I use, or how do I recharge my energy? Do I recharge it here, inward in my own space, or with people? So the extroverts, they charge up when they're with people. Introverts, we charge up when we're introspective.
Hmm. Or by yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like a common misconception while we're talking about this is that introverts aren't good on like one-on-one interactions, but I feel that
That's not true.
mis-
It's our gift, because we're so introspective, we're so introverts, we're good listeners.
exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely
Mhm.
have to speak
Yeah.
on that.
And I struggled with understanding that too. I didn't know introvert and extrovert before.
Hmm.
The word that was used growing up was shy, but shy is fear of rejection of people. It has nothing to do with introversion. There might be an overlap, right? But
Right.
shyness and introversion is not the same. So, how can I uh, serve you and your introvert clients?
So I'm gonna speak on behalf of the introverts. The introvert going live like this right here. The one of the members of the group said introverts don't go live. That is a limiting belief in the mental side, correct?
Yes.
So, and maybe a little bit of physical because they physically maybe can't touch the button to be able to go live on Facebook, or maybe
Mhm.
go to a get together.
Yeah,
Right?
and could be a lot of emotional thing too, that I will be laughed at if someone saw me, or even with me. I don't even like listening to myself. Why? Why would anybody listen to myself? Yeah, that was true. That was true. Before I did, I resisted doing video for a long time.
Went down the same path.
Hmm.
Yep.
Hmm.
So we're on the same page, and we've like kind of woken up to the fact that it is a limit, and we've broken it. So what would you say to an introvert that's a coach that hasn't broken that yet?
Mm. Well, the mind always looks for proof, right? Before it does something, is it safe? Are you going to get hurt doing that? If you're going to get hurt doing that, the mind will block you from doing it because it thinks you're going to be in danger. The mind's job is to keep you safe. So, a little thing called going on live, if it means people will laugh at you or prosecute you, or, you know, it can be a very traumatic experience, or the mind is already judging it as it's going to be traumatic, it's not going to be fun, right? So
Right.
it's the thing is to ease into it. Do a little thing. It doesn't have to be a full blown live right away. Um, when I did my Facebook live, it was called the Wet Your Pants Visibility Challenge. One of my coaches had us do something that would literally wet our pants doing it. It's such a challenge that if you do it, it is so scary. It'll wet your pants.
Okay.
I think this was 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And And I've been doing video, but not Facebook Live. So I chose the challenge of Facebook Live. It's on, it's real, it's okay, whatever I'm hiding, it's gonna show up, right? Because I already have this system. If my shit, sorry, can I say that?
I
if
curse a lot.
if my shit comes up, then it's an opportunity for me to look at it and love it back. Right. So I was in that space where, okay, I can invite this in. I have a process to bring it back to wholeness, right? So the first time that I sang, because I sing, I've been singing all my life, except for a period of time where I was depressed and I thought I just wanted to, part of my whole story that got me into coaching was I lost my purpose, lost everything. Life became meaningless. And so part of that singing also stopped. And so part of, when I did the Facebook Live, okay, fine. I'll pick up the guitar again, right? I'll sing live. Holy mother of Christ. I sounded awful. I was off key. I was shaking. It was something that I thought, oh, it would be fun. But the body doesn't lie. The mind can say, you can do it, right? My body was shaking, my voice was cracking. And so that was a symptom for me to embrace. It doesn't mean that I cannot do it. It's the problem is the way. The problem is the solution. So if there's something getting in your way, it is right there. The problem won't show up if the gift is not underneath it. Make sense?
Yes. So when I meet resistance in my life, in the mental, emotional, spiritual,
Yeah.
or physical,
Yeah.
that means there's a gift under there.
The gift under there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Totally.
And you need to use another reality, part of your reality, whether if it's a physical limit and there's a physical gift you have to get, you have to tap into your mental reality to
Yes.
get that physical gift, or
Yes.
your spiritual reality to tap into that.
Yeah. So again, from thoughts to things, right? So this is where the soul power, that's my brand, right? Bringing in your soul into the physical, bringing the soul into flesh. The soul is not out there. The soul wants to be here. So that's the integration, that's the ultimately the integration that I wish for my clients and for myself, right?
Yeah.
And there's different levels of, and I'm telling you this because you're also a coach, right? And lots of your viewers are coaches too.
Yeah.
There's a certain level of mastery where you're researching and gathering information. There's a certain level of mastery that you're doing right now by doing the rituals, by experiencing it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you're developing that muscle. There's a certain level of mastery when you teach it. It's higher, deeper.
Yep.
Right.
I teach.
Yeah. So yeah, my philosophy is what I'm teaching, I need to learn it the most. Very deep level. Because I can intellectualize it. Have I mastered it? No. I just understand it.
Right.
My life is still in scrambles, right?
Right. Book, and your life will not change if you don't apply anything from the book.
Yeah, exactly. And the beauty of coming from this wholeness perspective, that there's nothing lacking, that there's nothing that you need to do or prove, is everything becomes play and an expression of your soul. If we don't judge it, it's simply an experience. It's simply play. It's simply an expression. It's the judgment that has to go. Oh, I'm not doing it right. Oh, this is not gonna, oh, someone will have a laugh at this and will not admit it to the gym anymore. I cannot go to the gym anymore. I will be the laughing stock. Right? We make up these beliefs in our head that's not true. It's a lie.
Right. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I mean, all this. I mean, I know if I was first starting out, it sounds a bit complicated. Is there any way that people watching can like contact you to be able to dive deeper into this project?
Definitely. Oh my God. Yes, 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 yes. I'd love, love, love to have conversation with people because this is it. Life is a struggle. If like I know from experience, I had a meltdown, right? Like I was doing everything by the book. I was the good girl who just wanted to do things the right way. But what is the right way if it's not aligned with your soul beingness? So it's not complicated. It's you. It's simply unbecoming. It's not easy. It's not overnight. But if you do what I asked you to do, to check in with your body, the body doesn't lie, the mind does. The mind will trick you into doing something or not doing something if it thinks you're going to be unsafe.
Hmm.
But you don't want to live in safety. I mean, yes, it's our primary need, but where's evolution in safety? We need to take risks,
Right.
right?
Yep.
There's a certain level of growth and, oh my God, level of fulfillment when we go and take a leap despite what the mind said originally.
Right.
So that's the spirit talking, that's the soul talking. And it's a grander thing, but we're think of it, you are undefined. You can never be defined. But the thing is, we're limiting ourselves to, oh, I am a mother, I am this, I am that, and I am a pencil.
Labels.
Labels. So get rid of the labels.
Mm.
But then when I say to people, you're undefined, they're like, oh, who am I?
Right.
Well, that's who
It's
you are is infinite. Who you are changes. Who
right.
you are is an ever-changing expression of your soul.
Exactly.
So yeah, so let's have a conversation. Email me at tess@tessvergara.com.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And where else can people find you besides the email? If they want to like follow your
Yeah, follow me on my Facebook business page, Tess Vergara, Soul Powered Executive Coach.
awesome. Also, is there anything that you'd like to give away possibly to if people want to like do something now about this?
Oh, sure. Well, let's have a free chat. Half-hour conversation with me.
Free chat.
Free chat. Yeah. No strings attached. You're not gonna,
Bye.
no, come by now. No. This is because I know you're gonna do it too to other people out of the goodness of your heart. Because that's you. This is you. This is us. We are really overgivers. But what happens is we limit ourselves from overgiving because we've been taken advantage of, we've been made wrong, we've been judged, da, da, da. But that's our nature. The thing is to give from the fullness, from the wholeness perspective, not from the lack, not that I need something from you.
Right. You just
Scratch
give
my back, I'll scratch yours. Yeah.
This is me. It's not, oh, I'm giving to receive. It's I'm giving because this is my purpose. I'm in alignment.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't doing a business or I'd still be making video because making video and reflecting on life that's my purpose. It's a part of my definite purpose. My personal one. Everybody has a different one, but for me,
right.
My life is a life of introspection, and I know that is my journey throughout my life. So
beautiful. Yeah.
It's awesome. This is awesome conversation. A lot of gems dropped, guys. If you want to contact Tess, you guys can email her and get that free chat. Okay.
Yeah. If you're ready, okay.
If you're ready to break down all those physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual limitations and really take off in your life and in your executive positions, You know where to find.
If you're a leader, and we all are leaders. It doesn't mean you have to be an executive. Those are my favorite clients, of course, but doesn't mean we are all leaders. Even leading your home, your family, your community. It's a form of leadership. And what I would love to see, my vision is this soul powered leadership in every one of us, unstoppable, unwavering, unshakable, solid foundation. So we can be who we really are at our core and stop pretending that we can't.
There we go. Get back to authenticity and alignment with what
Yeah.
we're really supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's undefined.
Undefined. Yes.
Bring
Get rid of the
everything back.
everything back. Yeah. Wholeness.
Awesome. Dope interview, and it was a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye bye. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome.